Welcome to this lesson, and in this lesson we are going to study about the for loop. In the previous lessons we have studied about the while loop, the do while loop, and in this particular lesson we are going to see how the for loop is actually written in Java. So for the for loop, you normally write it whenever you are sure or certain how many times or how many iterations you want your program to run. For the while loop, you are not very sure how many iterations it's going to run, and that's why you have a set a condition which must be met for the loop to execute. So for this particular loop, we have the for keyword. Of course, you remember we have to have the round brackets, and finally the set of curly braces, and in between these round brackets we are going to define a variable. For instance, in our case we have been using a counter variable. We won't change that. So in counter equals to 0, we initialize it to 0, and then we check for a particular condition. If there's something that you need to note about loops, is that you must always check for a particular condition to be met for the iteration to actually run. So, and this condition is checked for every iteration. Every time the program runs an iteration, that condition has to be checked. So we want to check for counter, where counter is less than 10. Finalize with a semicolon, and after that increment. Always remember to increment the counter. So for the structure of the for loop has 3 statements. The first statement is the initialization of a counter variable. The second statement is a condition to be checked for the iteration to be run or for the loop to run. And the third statement is an increment to the counter. So let's print out what iteration we are in. Actually, for the for loop, it's very, very simple. So this is going to be a very short video. Iteration counter. So the reason why we are doing these videos as introductory videos is because we want to introduce you to the Java programming, and as we advance, the main reason for you to learn it is basically to grasp the syntax, so that when you are writing a little bit of complex programs or intermediate programs, you won't have problems. And we are going to have a case example where we are going to piece all this together. Very good. So we have the same case, iteration 0 all the way to 9. If we actually were checking the counter for iteration, for the counter less than or equal to 10, that's the time we would have 10 printed. Of course, by now you know why it was not being printed, because we were checking for the less than and not the less than or equal to. So this is the for loop. It's that simple. So in the next videos, we are going to be learning more about more Java concepts. Stay put, keep learning, and enjoy. See you in the next lesson. Thank you.